Mathematics education in Georgia is evolving. Across our schools, educators are redefining how students think, reason, and engage with mathematics. The new Georgia K-12 mathematics standards emphasizes understanding over memorization, collaboration over isolation, and problem solving that connects to math in the real world. This documentary explores how teachers, leaders, and families are working together to bring the Georgia Mathematics Standards roadmap for implementation with fidelity to life. Through new learning tools, collaborative professional development, and intentional instructional planning, we are setting the stage for students to become critical thinkers and problem solvers prepared for tomorrow's challenges. To understand where we are today, it is important to see how the new Georgia mathematical standards came to be. In 2019, Governor Brian Kemp and the state superintendent Richard Woods launched a citizen-led, student-focused review of the Georgia math standards, engaging teachers, families, and community stakeholders. Following a year of training and resource development, full implementation began in fall 2023. These standards bring greater clarity, flexibility, and focus on a deep understanding, real-world application, and mathematical reasoning across all grade levels. For the 2025-2026 school year, DeKalb County School District Elementary School mathematics focuses centers on three key priorities: instructional learning plans, academic discourse, and numeracy development. Through instructional learning plans, teachers design intentional lessons aligned with the Georgia mathematical standards. With academic discourse, this encourages students to talk about math, to explain their thinking, ask questions, and justify their reasoning. And numeracy development emphasizes the foundation of number sense, helping students build strong mathematical knowledge through daily routines, conceptual learning, and meaningful problem solving. The DeKalb County School District offers various supports, one being professional development or math redeliveries that take place at the school on a bi-weekly or bi-monthly basis. Assessment planning is a vital part of effective mathematical instructions under the new Georgia standards. It ensures that teaching and learning stay aligned with the depth of knowledge, rigor, and reasoning required at each grade level. Rather than focus solely on tests, assessment planning involves designing formative, summative, and performance-based tasks that measure conceptual understanding and problem-solving skills. County, this process is embedded into the instructional learning plans, guiding educators to use the data purposefully so that every assessment informs the next steps of student success in mathematics. There's also CFAs. There's also benchmarks. CFAs refers to common formative assessments, but also there are different types of assessments. DeKalb County is not a scripted county when it comes to mathematics, so teachers do have free will to create exit tickets and other forms of informal assessments to capture that data and to check for progress monitoring. Unit planning under the new Georgia mathematical standards represents a shift from teaching in isolation to a coherent, connected learning experience. Each unit is intentionally structured to deepen conceptual understanding and promote mathematical reasoning over time. Teachers begin with the end in mind, similar to backwards design, identifying the key learning goals, performance expectations, and mathematical practices outlined in the standards. From there, they plan meaningful tasks, discussions, and assessments that allow students to explore concepts through multiple representations and real-world applications. This is also applicable to CRA model as well. What you're about to see is a scheduled plan of events for pre-instructional planning for teachers to use for the number routines. This is also one of the 3 initiatives implemented in DeKalb County School District, which you see as number circles and numbers of the day / number bio. Begins, DeKalb County school teachers intentionally use pre-instructional activities to activate thinking, spark curiosity, and prepare students for success. These activities set the tone for learning by connecting new concepts to prior knowledge and giving all students entry points into the lesson. Examples include warm-ups like which one doesn't belong, as you see right now. Also, number talks and estimation routines are each designed to promote mathematical reasoning and conversation. A personal favorite of mine is the mystery number, where students have to read each of the clues to find out which digit and the values coincide so they can find the number that it is. The final phase of instruction, apply and reflect, is where students make their learning visible. Under the new Georgia mathematical standards, application is more than solving problems. It's about transferring understanding to new and unfamiliar situations. Students apply mathematical concepts through real-world tasks, collaborative problem solving, projects, and performance-based assessments, demonstrating not just what they know, but how they reason and communicate their ideas. Reflection invites students to analyze their own strategies, discuss multiple solution paths, and connect mathematical ideas across topics. Teachers guide this process through academic discourse, journals, and exit reflections that encourage metacognition and growth. Now we will go into another DeKalb County School District mathematics initiative known as the Instructional Learning Plans, found on the Georgia DOE Inspire Network. In classrooms across Georgia, teachers face the daily challenge of ensuring every student meets the state's standards. To support this mission, the Georgia Department of Education provides the Instructional Learning Plan, or the ILP, a powerful tool designed to guide instruction with clarity and purpose. The ILP ensures that every lesson is in line with the Georgia standards, giving teachers a clear roadmap to develop skills and knowledge systematically. It is more important than a planning document. It is a framework and a guide for intentional, student-centered teaching. With the instructional learning plans, teachers can thoroughly design lessons that include learning objectives, instructional strategies, and assessments, all tailored to meet the diverse needs of their students. By analyzing student data, teachers can adjust instruction in real time, providing support where it is needed most and opportunities for all students to excel. As shown, there are teacher reproducibles as well as student tasks to use. The Rock Bridge Math Blast is an initiative that is school-wide that I created and that is going to other schools in the district as well. This challenge is based off of the instructional learning plans, where AI is infused into molding new questions based off of those instructional learning plans to further support teachers while implementing the instructional learning plans and the new math standards. Mathematical instructions can be challenging to students, but the Georgia Department of Education provides a range of instructional supports designed to help every learner succeed. These supports ensure that teachers can meet students where they are and guide them towards mastery with the Georgia standards. One of the most important supports is differentiated instruction. Teachers are encouraged to provide multiple entry points into a lesson, giving students options to engage with content in ways that match their strengths and needs. Whether through visual models, manipulatives, or real-world problem solving, students can explore concepts in ways that make sense to them. Now let's take a tour into my classroom where I serve as the mathematical instructional lead for my school. Here you will see a literacy-rich learning environment designed to engage students and support their instructional understanding of math concepts. The walls are filled with student-centered anchor charts, clearly printed learning targets, success criteria, essential questions, and big ideas. An interactive word wall highlights key mathematical and science vocabulary and a especially valuable resource for our ESOL and intensive English learners, helping them access language and concepts simultaneously. Data is displayed on anchor charts so students know their performance, not just from map testing, but also based on classroom assessments and performance. This transparency allows students to take ownership of their growth and understand exactly where they are on their learning journey in math. You will also notice movable groups, flexible arrangements where students receive weekly support aligned to their math map learning continuum. These groups are designed to promote heterogeneous learning, allowing students to collaborate with peers regardless of identified instructional levels. In this way, students learn from one another, build confidence, and engage in meaningful mathematical discussions. Now you will see students completing one of the many number routines, a key initiative in DeKalb County Schools mathematical program. These routines are designed to build fluency, reinforce concepts, and provide consistent practice across all grade levels. As students work, they record their thinking in interactive notebooks, which are then reviewed and checked during whole group discussion. This process not only reinforces learning, but also allows students to reflect on their understanding and track their progress over time. It is important to note that pre-instructional activities are to last no more than 7 minutes. As you can see, students are now completing the instructional learning plans for Unit 3 in 4th grade. They are working in small groups with peers at similar instructional levels, allowing for targeted practice and collaborative problem solving. Students who need supplemental support receive close proximity assistance, ensuring that they access the lesson and actively engage with the content. For our ESOL and intensive English learners, additional guidance with reading and comprehension is provided, helping them to fully participate and build confidence in their mathematical skills. This approach emphasizes differentiated instruction, meeting students where they are, and providing just right support and promoting growth for all learners. Now you see students working in small groups on tasks focused on comparative multiplication. In this lesson, multiple levels of instruction are taking place simultaneously as students provide reasoning, explanations, and mathematical thinking with peers. Students use manipulatives and stable pieces where multiplication facts are embedded into cards that they pull as they use hands-on activities. For those who enjoy visual and artistic learning, a textile component requires them to color a fall-theme illustration while applying math concepts. In addition, students are challenged to demonstrate their procedural knowledge by completing DOK 3 and DOK 4 tests. They answer constructed responses questions on paper and are asked to illustrate with tape diagrams, deepening their conceptual understanding and connecting visual representation to abstract operations. This multifaceted approach ensures that students, regardless of learning level, have meaningful access to mathematical and opportunities to engage in critical thinking and problem solving.